Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tiki Taka Football. And after a long while, we are back again. And today I'm here with Kwesi. Kwesi, what's good? All right. The Premier League season is yet again about to begin. I hope you're excited because I'm excited. Kwesi, what's up? Well, tell me. What's your take on this current Premier League season? What do you think how do you think it's going to go down?
Well, this season is going to be very, very tight. I think the winner of the Premier League this season would go right to the wire. I think the winner would win it on the last day of the season, and it's going to be a very, very tight season.
Really? Okay. So basically, in this video, what we'll be talking about is who do we think are actually competitors or challengers for this Premier League title, because it seems all the teams are quite evenly balanced except Man City, who is quite edging it a bit in the terms of squad depth and everything else. So like, with Man City, injuries and everything can come up, anything can happen. But who do you like? Today we'll be talking about who we actually think are the main threats to this Premier League title, like the main contenders for the title. So Kwesi, let's talk. Well, who do you think is ultimately, which I want you to mention first of all your top three, who you think will actually be challenging for this Premier League title this season?
Well, my top three teams are Manchester City, Chelsea, and Manchester United.
Okay, so what I would like you to do for me right now is tell me why you think Manchester City is a strong contender for this, because there's Arsenal, there's Spurs, but you mentioned Manchester City first. So obviously, for obvious reasons, we all know why you might think but Manchester City is one of the best possible teams to win the league. But I want to hear from you.
Well, for Manchester City, I think we have a lot of players in their prime ages. We have a lot of squad depth as well, which is going to help to keep a lot of players on their toes, and a lot of players would want to prove themselves. A lot of players would want to be getting game time, so no one can be slacking. Everyone has to put their best foot forward, and I think that will go in the long run to help the team as a whole.
Right. What about Manchester United? What do you think?
Well, for Manchester United, I think they've had a very good transfer window with the likes of Varane and Sancho. I think those are very good additions to the team, and with youngsters that can come in as well, like Greenwood, I think that will be a good spark to them and will help their campaign.
All right. So what I have for you is that do you think Manchester United are closer to Manchester City from with these two massive signings? These are two world-class players that Manchester United purchased for about 108 million in the combined fee for the both of them. Do you think that has bridged the gap a little bit for Manchester United to be much closer to Man City?
In a way, yes. I think the centre-back signing is a very good addition, but I don't really think Sancho might edge them closer to competing with Manchester City, because I don't think he's any much different from Greenwood.
You don't think Sancho is any much different from Greenwood? Please, can you throw more light on that? Because a lot of people will beg to differ.
Well, I think he's a good footballer and he's good at creating chances, but I don't think he would give you as much goals as a Greenwood would, and I don't think he would have a very consistent season throughout the campaign.
All right, so based on what you just said, you feel as though Manchester United is not as close to Manchester City, right?
Yeah, they're not as close, but they are closer than they were last season.
Okay, so let me bring in this side. You mentioned Chelsea. I want us to critically analyze Chelsea's chances for the Premier League season. Chelsea have quite a squad there, from Frank Lampard spending over 200 million last summer, and now they're about to add a massive signing in Romelu Lukaku. So all Chelsea were lacking last season was a striker, and they've gotten their main target. So what do you think? Do you think Chelsea now, after beating Manchester City in the Champions League final without their striker, have now bridged that gap and can fight for that title? What do you think?
Yeah, I think Chelsea are the main title contenders after City, because I think the signing of Lukaku is a very good addition. I mean, last season they needed people to convert their chances, and they weren't getting that in Werner or in Havertz in some cases. And I think if Lukaku can continue his form in England as well, I think they have a very good chance of winning the league this season.
Yeah, but I want your perspective on this. We all know that Lukaku played for Everton, was wonderful, and played in the same Premier League for Manchester United and was quite dreadful. He had a poor spell at Manchester United. Do you think the 115 or 100 million pound deal is worth the risk for Chelsea?
Well, I think looking at their scenario and the way they play football right now, I think it might be worth it, but I think it all lies on Lukaku's hands if he's able to. I think he can play up to that price tag if he's able to convert his chances and help Chelsea in building play and whatnot. I think it's a very good sign.
Okay, so let me come to Manchester United back again. So Manchester United have the likes of Marcus Rashford, who will not be in until October, Edison Cavani or Martial, and Jadon Sancho. How do you see this top three? Like, is it good enough to win the Premier League?
I think so. I think it's a good enough front three to win the league. I just think it depends on them, and if they are consistent enough and they are getting good deliveries and good service from the midfield, I think they should be okay.
All right. So what do you think about Man City? Man City also added a great signing in Jack Grealish, and everything seems to be going on. They still haven't gotten their main marksman in Harry Kane, but how do you see the Manchester City team setting up for this current season?
Well, I think Man City, first of all, we might need a striker, but I think we can also play without having a potent striker in Harry Kane. I think in some games Jesus will be okay, and in some games like we did last season, we can play without a striker. And the addition of Grealish helps in the chance creation. Grealish should help in creating a lot of chances and putting it on a plate for other players. And also the likes of Ilkay Gundogan and Riyad Mahrez and De Bruyne as well would also help us in the season.
All right. So before we go, I would like to hear your prediction for this current Premier League season. Who do you think is going to win, and who do you think has the best chance of making the top four? Like, I need your top four prediction, and I need a winner.
So my top four prediction: first place goes to Manchester City, second place goes to Chelsea, third goes to United, and fourth goes to Liverpool.
Quite a prediction. Personally, I think that I don't think Manchester City without Harry Kane are going to win this. I think they need to sign Harry Kane to have any chance. I think Jack Grealish might find himself on the bench after the 100 million price tag waves off. I think the likes of Phil Foden are good enough to put Jack Grealish on the bench. That's my personal opinion. But I think Manchester United have a great chance, considering we have the best centre-back pairing in the entire league. Which is the truth. Manchester United have the best centre-back pairing in the entire league. We have a very creative front three. We just lack a DM, but apart from that, I think Manchester United have a great chance of winning this league. But I'm not going to put them first. I'm going to put Chelsea first, because I think Chelsea, if Lukaku fires as he's supposed to, I think Chelsea have a great chance. Second, I'm going to put Manchester United, because I think Manchester United are challenging, and I think Manchester City will be there this time around. I don't think Manchester City will fire on all cylinders this season, with the likes of Bernardo Silva unhappy, and according to Pep, 2 or 3 other players being unhappy. I think it's a recipe for disaster. So